SoFloRadio.com and SoFloTelevision.com. Since the dawn of civilization, the elusive quest in pursuit of the perfect drink continues to evolve. Now more than ever, we reap the rewards of this passion. The perfect vintage, the finest brew, or a spirit of optimum age in class. And now, SoFloRadio.com invites you to discover the wonderful world of booze by the glass.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to By the Glass. I'm your host, Brett Hubbard, and I'm welcoming you to explore the wonderful world of wine, beer, spirits, and everything in between. We have a wonderful show for you this evening. Jason's not here tonight, but I got Dio on the scene.
Hello.
Of course, I've been bad on the board.
Yes, I have
I've
been.
been very bad on the board.
That's right.
That's right.
Except no substitutes.
And I'm very, very pleased to say that we have Mr. Daniel Namuko from the Sybarite Pig in one of the wonderful new restaurants.
Let's talk a long time about how to pronounce that, because that was
we're going to talk about what it means, how to pronounce it, everything in between. It's going to be one of those interesting things. So right off the bat, I'm sure that when you say the name of the restaurant, the Sybarite Pig, what is the first thing that people say to you?
What the hell does it mean?
Yeah, that was my thinking.
Yeah, definitely. And it's Naumko, by the way, too.
Naumko.
So it's going to be an added correction. It's a pronunciation, yeah.
I'm keeping score.
Naumko, I'm sorry.
Yeah, you almost got it, though.
I almost got it. I apologize. Now let me. It's an interesting last name. Now, you're originally from Venezuela?
Yeah, I was born in Venezuela. Pretty much grew up over there. And but my entire family on my dad's side is from the Ukraine.
So
that's where, that's where the last name comes from.
I remember you telling me that when I first met you. That's very interesting, very interesting. So you have a very diverse and very interesting, colorful background, which we're going to get into tonight. And the reason that we have Daniel here on the show is because, of course, of this wonderful, wonderful restaurant, the Sybarite Pig, that's up in Boca Raton. And what it is, it's not only a unbelievable little craft bar, but it's really all about the culinary delights that he makes, and that's really what this show is about tonight. It's about the pairings that we're going to have between the beers and the wonderful. Well, tonight he brought some nice meat offerings, different types of links and sausages and things that he actually procures right there on the premises. Correct?
Yeah, that's correct. We make all of our own sausages in house. We make some other meat preparations. We initially wanted to cure meats, but the space doesn't permit that right now.
Right.
So for the time being, we're just going to be making fresh sausages.
Fantastic. And, for those of you that want to go, it's 20642 South State Road 7, Boca Raton, Florida. Basically, it's the corner of Glades and 441, right in front of the Best Buy there. And you guys got a nice new sign. I was there the other day. I was driving by. I saw the nice new sign.
Yeah, it took a while to get our sign up. It's just one of those things, man.
You guys are like a diamond in the rough out there. It's a gem because there's not a lot in West Boca places to really go and get really good food and really great beer and get a pairing together. And someone who's very experienced like yourself to explain everything to the people that are coming in. So.
Yeah, we tend to talk a lot with our clients. For some reason, I don't know why, man, we get the coolest clients ever.
That's great.
We can just sit down there and talk for bunch of hours.
Is that true? Or you're just saying that?
No, I swear, man. I swear.
I haven't been there yet.
Exactly. He gets the coolest clients ever.
Yeah.
No, that's fantastic. Well, it's probably because you got such a great menu, and you're such a personable guy. When I first walked in and met Daniel, we hit it off right away. And like I said, he got a real colorful past and a lot of great information. And we were talking about all kinds of different stuff. And one of the things that we started talking about was he had been to Houston and back again, and he's got some great stories. We're going to get into those. And he'd also been over to Germany. So talk to me about your first. You're a chef who makes these wonderful foods, but you're also a beer connoisseur, someone who has brewing, a lot of brewing experience and a lot of experience touring through the United States and through Europe, visiting breweries and everything. We love that kind of thing on the show. Please tell us about your experiences. Let's start in Germany.
Well, it didn't start in Germany.
Well, okay.
It started with a trip to Boston,
okay.
where I met a good friend of mine, Mark Annett. just a friend from way back, you know, and he had recently gotten into homebrewing himself, you know, and I mean, I always liked drinking more flavorful beers, not going for the regular watery stuff, you know. So but I hadn't really learned a lot about what was going on in the craft beer industry. That was about 7.5 years ago. So on this trip, he showed me all these cool beers that he was getting into from Massachusetts.
Now these are in some of the fine establishments up there.
Yeah. I mean, some of the beers. I mean, stuff. I remember. I mean, I wasn't really knowledgeable even of Samuel Adams that I hadn't really tried a lot of their beers. You know, so I got to try most of them. I remember drinking a lot of beer those couple of days over there.
Yeah, I have a couple stories like
that. so we did tastings, and man, I really got into it, So I came back, got myself a home brewing kit, same way that most people that get into beer start out.
But were you already a chef before that, a cook before that, someone who had made culinary delights before that?
Yeah, I always liked to cook, not professionally, but just I was into cooking in general. I like to eat good stuff. So if if you are home and you need to prepare yourself something, I'm not gonna go the easy way out.
Safe to say your taste buds have led you through life.
Yeah, in a way, yeah. So fortunately for me too, my father is also a foodie, and he would take me to really cool restaurants and teach me the good life. Great. So I I'm a bit spoiled. So
you were living in South Florida at the time that you made that trip?
Yes, okay. I was living in Sunrise, Florida.
Okay.
And we did that trip. Me and my wife came back, got into it, and started brewing like crazy.
Started brewing when you got back to Florida?
Immediately when I got back to Florida, I did my first couple of batches of beer, all plastic bucket, kind of beers. And I noticed very fast that in order to make great beer, I needed to get myself some more serious equipment, and
which wasn't that easy to come by back then. Right?
No,
not like Northern Brewer was. Not everybody.
Well, no, they were around. But
I mean, it wasn't like everybody was online and everything.
It was mostly online. I couldn't find any homebrew stores. There was a cool homebrew store somewhere in State Road 84, I think, and they had just they were about to go out of business.
Yeah,
unfortunately, they did go out of business.
I remember one of the oldest one is like a BX Beer Depot up in.
They were around too, but it was kind of a long drive. It was easier for me to just get my stuff online.
Yeah.
And I think I called them once. Well, whatever.
Yeah.
But
so you got back and got into it.
Got into it. Just man, it became a huge passion. Did the whole West Coast tour of the breweries. I got in touch with a lot of breweries in the West Coast.
Talk to me about some of the breweries you went to, how people received you. I think I always find it very fascinating on the show because we've had a lot of people in. Guys, last week we had Tequesta Brewing in, and we've had in the guys from Bobby Gordash from Holy Mackerel's been on the show a couple times, and they always tell these wonderful stories about going around and touring breweries and how open they are to you.
Yeah, that was something that surprised me a lot because, you don't expect people to just open the doors up for you and teach you,
But you're like the fifth or sixth guy that have told me this.
Yeah, because it's the truth. It's just what happens. People are very open to share their not like trade secrets or anything like that, but they want to have people over and they want to share what they do and in a way guide you, through. They went through it already. They know that it's tough to open a brewing business, So I landed in San Diego. I flew to San Diego and rented a car and just drove all the way up to I think I made it as north as Chico.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so I went to Sierra Nevada. I went there.
Stop into Lagunitas?
Lagunitas. I did Firestone Walker. I did Stone, of course.
New Albion. Did you check that out?
What's that?
New Albion?
I didn't make it to that one. No. I mean, it was a very...
Very cool, though. I mean, what a
very
great...
fast trip, I was kind of moving, kept on moving because I didn't have a whole lot of time. But San Francisco was very special.
Yeah,
very, very special. I knew someone online through Facebook, Melissa Myers. She's a very cool... she used to brew at the 21st Amendment some years ago. And she got me in touch with Sean O'Sullivan, who is the brewer there. And he basically invited me to come in. And I met the brewer there. And I spoke to him. And he, showed me how they brewed, what system they use and all that. I mean, and that was pretty much the thing that repeated itself, in all my visits. People were incredibly cool. And
so do you still homebrew a lot?
Yeah, I mean until I moved to Florida, I haven't been able to brew anything here in Florida because I left all my equipment back in Houston. I'm actually thinking that I might have to sell it and wait a little bit and then buy something else.
Stuff, yeah, and we're going to get into that whole Houston story, which is an incredibly interesting story as is. But before that, it's 10 after, and we got a drink. All right, so go ahead. And tonight's show is really about pairings, and something that's near and dear to my heart is food pairings. Now, with food and beer, what you must find, there's a great word out there, it's called resonance, folks, and you need to find resonance. The same intensity from the food has to be matched with the beer. If you overpower one with the other, one's not going to stand up to the other, and then you're not going to have a good pairing. So what we want to do is we want to find things that balance each other, we want to find things that contrast each other, we want to find things that find resonance with each other. We want to start out with an Ommegang Hennepin. It is an amazing... Exactly. It is an amazing saison. One of the the thing about the Ommegang boys is out of New York, and they do Belgian beer right. Correct?
Totally. Yeah, I strongly agree.
And no one does it. I mean, as good as they do when it comes to an American interpretation of fine Belgian offerings. And their stuff is really with Belgium. What's it all about, folks? It's about the yeast. And these guys, they've propagated yeast strains that are second to none. I mean, what do you think about that, Dan?
Yeah, yeast and spices, man. I mean,
absolutely.
It's just the way they, of course, strong, Belgian malt backbones. I'm just a huge Belgian beer fan.
Yeah.
We have a really good beer on tap right now at the Sip Pig called Hugemont by Ommegang.
Oh, okay, yeah.
It's delicious.
Fantastic.
It's a beer of the guard.
Go ahead and Dio's over here pouring some of this wonderful stuff. Now, some of the pairings tonight, I'm going to give you guys. I got a list here of some of the stuff. So we're doing a porchetta de testa. Now that's
whoa, nice. Good job,
sounds
man.
frightening.
Italiano, è palo italiano. Ho bisogno particolari. Okay, but basically, you want to explain what that is?
Sure. Well, I mean, some people are, for some reason, I don't know why, they're put off by the description and how it's made.
Hey, it is what it is.
But, I mean, I still go ahead and tell them what it is.
Yeah.
It's a pig's head.
Yeah.
We debone the pig's head and we brine it and season it, for a couple of days. Mm-hmm. And then, pretty much roll it up. We don't... smoke it.
Now, that's about the only thing you don't smoke around here, right?
We tie it up and vacuum pack it, sous vide for 24 hours. And
I've been bad. It's been called a pig's head. I don't know if he's ever eaten a pig's
head. Yeah. I have a pig's head.
Oh, okay.
Under the bed.
Purely for sacrificial purposes.
It's just a conversation piece. Hey, baby, want to see my pig's head?
This is fantastic. And the fact that it has these wonderful... Now, the way that you spice it, I'm sure... Tell us about how you spice it and prare it. Other than what you've already said. I mean,
the brine is a pretty much a straightforward brine. I mean, we do put some veggies in there. We do put a little bit of spices in there. But the seasoning after that, I mean, once we take it out of the brine, we dry it up nicely. So and
now, which one is that here?
That's the porchetta right here.
Now it looks like a prosciutto. Right?
It looks like prosciutto, and we have a very, very cool client that comes in, and he's from Spain,
right?
And he just orders that every time he comes in. He comes in like on a regular basis, like 3 times a week. So
fantastic.
I mean, it already has some kind of a cult following, So it's really, really good.
So now, when we look at the resonance here, now it's a lighter dish that doesn't have a lot of spice in it, but so we're pairing it with a more of a medium body. Now, saisons are actually very ubiquitous in their nature. They tend to be anywhere from 4 to upwards of 8-9% saisons, and really, what is the signature of a great saison is that classic yeast strain that gives it it's really a very specific flavor profile. And those yeast strains happen to be some cloves, some pepper, some spice. So basically, what we're doing here with this, another really great aspect of a good saison is the carbonation, and this carbonation in this beer is going to contrast the fattiness of the porchetta de testa. So what we're going to do is we're going to get a nice oily, fatty type of mouthfeel off the meat, and then we're going to allow the saison to clean our palates.
Can't wait.
The carbonation to really clean it out. So
okay.
Go right ahead, everybody dig in here. And
man,
this
Brad,
is beautiful.
Let me know if you ever need a job, man.
Okay.
You can just sell, man.
Yeah, no, that's awesome. Well, this is great stuff, and we're absolutely excited.
So this is good. What's the green stuff on top?
Okay, we have some gherkins on top, capers, and a little bit of lemon vinaigrette. And you have grain mustard right under the porchetta.
This is absolutely amazing. Now, you see what I mean by it? It's got a nice mouthfeel to it. It's kind of coating your mouth in a nice
Yeah.
fattiness, right? Now drink the.
It was a very carbonated beer.
Now the spices and the carbonation just completely clean your palate, correct?
Yeah.
And what they're doing is they're setting you up to want another bite, and,
Which is
and
what I'm
they're,
gonna
they're
do right
making
now.
it so that you can exactly. They're making it so that you can enjoy, prolong, over and over again. And
Prolonged exposure.
that's
Is that
kind of
what
like
you're saying?
it's kind of like the sushi with ginger type of thing. Clean your palate and continue to try different flavors.
Well, that works.
Yeah, and it's wonderful.
That works right there. Wow.
Absolutely wonderful. I love the mustard too.
Yeah.
It's nice and light.
Dude,
Yeah, we
Do
make
you
the
pure-
mustard
I was
too.
gonna say,
yeah,
yeah.
we make the
Wow.
mustard. It's
it's fantastic.
I mean, we try to pretty much make everything we can make.
Exceptional.
We make our own bread.
Very good.
That's the bread from the restaurant. It's baked every morning. We have our pastry chef Lynn Bannister. She's really really amazing. She does all of our desserts too. So
That's great.
yeah.
Okay,
Smooth
so
stuff.
we're going to break at 20, so I want to just kind of talk a little bit about a few things, because when you come back, we'll talk about Houston, because it's very interesting.
For sure, yeah.
But let's talk about the Sybarite pig. Now, I like how you call it the Sib pig. And if I call it the Sib pig, then I'm going to pronounce it right every time, because Sib is easier to remember than Sybarite. Now, it's basically a... tell me about what it really means.
Well, the story, the medium short version of the story.
Yeah. Well,
it's
we got
just
time. It's a
we
good
yeah
system.
we used to, a bunch of friends of mine, we used to gather at my house and every Thursday and just cook, just get together and have a little bit of competitive cooking, So one day a friend of mine was trying one of my dishes and he called me a Sybarite pig in Spanish.
How do you say it in Spanish?
Yeah, cerdo sibarita. And
Wow, these guys
so-
don't know.
Yeah, so I mean, he called me a Sybarite pig, and I was like, I wasn't sure if I should slap him or thank him,
Right.
because I didn't really knew what it meant,
Yeah.
So,
Now, is that a common term in where were
No,
you guys?
not at all. This guy,
He's just a very eclectic
No, no,
gentleman.
yeah, he's a very eclectic guy, man. I mean, he's a writer or something, so he knows
Well
a lot
studied.
of weird words,
Yeah.
So I looked it up, it definitely means someone who is devoted to elegance and self-indulgence, and things like that. So
like all of us.
So yeah, like all of us. So it kind of made sense and it clicked right away.
Yeah.
I was like, I am a Sybarite pig. That's exactly what I am. So I just started playing around with the idea of the pig with the hat. I've been wearing fedoras for years and years.
Yeah.
I just like him, So I got this image of a pig with a hat, and the beer and the name.
I love the logo.
Everything worked out. So I
Yeah, Daniel was nice enough to bring us T-shirts, and
yeah.
here's the T-shirt, and there's the logo. If you guys can see at home, we're on camera just in case
Yeah.
you didn't know, Daniel. And it's really cool. Craft beer, craft club.
How come you always tell the people that like 20 minutes into the show?
Foremost purveyor of craft beer and grub, the Sid Pig, and I love it. Yeah, because what are they going to do? Get up and scream and run out?
Yeah, they might.
Maybe.
No, I'm fine with that.
Yeah, the whole world can see. Anyway,
Yeah,
but this is fantastic. So that's kind of the short version. And I have, a couple pictures here of stuff that's kind of up on the board and whatnot. Now, interesting thing about Sib Pig is that when you walk into, there's a lot of places out there that craft beer is becoming very, very popular. And thank God, because, we need good beer. We need good food out there. Thank God for guys like Daniel who are willing to give it to us. Now, when you walk into a lot of places, let's face it, I mean, it can be just a bit daunting with all of this going on. You guys don't have as many... let's say, you only got 8 to 10 taps and whatnot, but you really have handpicked these taps and you're giving these people a wonderful experience. You don't need all that fodder, right?
I mean, I don't mind having more taps than that.
Right, but I mean, you're
I wouldn't mind having a couple more taps.
But you got a
because
pretty
it's
good selection,
Yeah,
though.
we since we have only 8 taps at the time, we try to not go too crazy, just following our tastes.
Right.
Because if not, they might be a little too crazy, even though they are pretty out there.
Yeah.
I mean, there was one moment where all of our beers were over 10%.
yeah.
And
But
we
you
were
do
like,
have about 40 other bottle beers, right?
Yeah, we have about 40 and change bottles, so we're phasing some of them out and bringing in some other stuff.
But a lot of high gravity beers work for you because of these meats that have a lot of fatty acids. I mean, and you want to like we talked about the resonance.
Yeah, it definitely works. I mean, we try to keep it interesting. We keep keep it dynamic. Continue changing our menu constantly, especially the draft menu. Bottle menu might be a little more,
Well, that's something that can be
exactly. And
I love the food menu too. I mean, you got the porchetta, you got the pork belly, the merguez we're gonna try. Apple lemon pork sausage. Where did you get the inspiration for that?
Well, just playing around making stews.
Yeah.
The marriage of flavor between apple and we actually put a little bit of I'm thinking about the word in Spanish.
You can say it in Spanish. We have Spanish listeners.
No. The ajoporro, we call it. It's leeks. Thank you.
It's twice now. Dio gave me a inquisitive look. I know that Cuban
I've
dialect
never even heard of
is
Sybarite
different.
before today.
Yeah. We saute leeks, apples,
which are potatoes, basically.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, exactly. So we kind of make a reduction with cider and just mix it up with our spice mix and the pork.
What type of ciders do you like? Old World, New World? Do you like more of the classic European stuff, or do you like the new fresh stuff?
Gotta tell you, I'm not huge into ciders.
I'm not either.
I like them. I know I enjoy
We've
them.
had
but
many
I'm
cider
not
shows,
very,
and I drink wine if I'm going to drink anything but beer. It's going to be wine.
I'm not super
But I have to drink it
knowledgeable
all.
of cider.
And we say drink the taste on this show, and that's what it's really all about. So, I mean, we love to taste all different stuff. And if I'm going to sit down, it's not going to be my first choice. But I've been asking people lately, I don't know why, just, do you like the more dry, old European, old world stuff, or do you like the new, fresh, because some of these ciders today, they taste like apple juice.
They do.
Which is perfect for some things, but, when you want to sit down and have an old sessionable cider, a nice dry cider works well, too. So just with that, we're going to probably take a break here because we're going to try and time ourselves out good here to take a 45 call. So let's go to break, and when we come back, we're going to get into all about the fun and interesting stuff that Daniel did in Houston and just all the rest of it, and this awesome place, the Sib Pig, baby, out in West Boca. And Daniel, one of the coolest new guys I've met in a long time. And we're going to bring it all back and do it all on Body Glass on SoFloRadio.com.
SoFloRadio.com. Radio's dirty little secret. Put a team of professional consultants behind your home or business computer with Key Information Solutions, providing solutions to your internet and computing needs while keeping you on the cutting edge of technology. Preventative maintenance and networking support, hardware and custom-built computers. Let Key Information Solutions be your personal tech staff for your home or office with affordable hourly, monthly, or annual rates to fit anyone's budget. Call Key Information Solutions now. 954-973-3374. That's 954-973-3374. Or visit keyinformation.com.
The Humana prescription savings card, and the offer is discount only and is not insurance. Have you had trouble getting health insurance? Are you simply paying way too much? Finally, the ICANN Benefit Group has affordable health insurance choices for everyone, regardless of any health-related factors or conditions. Have you been turned down? Solve your healthcare crisis today and get benefits you can afford. It's quick and easy. ICANN Benefit Group can help. Our plans provide access to doctors, hospitals, dental care, preventive care, and emergency services. And whether we find a plan that fits your budget or not, we'll give you a Humana prescription savings card at no cost just for calling. Remember, your quote is free, and we have licensed insurance agents standing by. This is a call you can't afford not to make. So what are you waiting for? Call for your free quote now. Call 800-799-9735. That's 800-799-9735. 800-799-9735. It's free to call. 800-799-9735.
We're rewarding you for something you already do, listening to us. It's Radio Loyalty, and it's an easy way for you to get free stuff. All you do is sign up. Go ahead and click the banner now. You'll earn points as you listen. Points you can trade in for great products and services in the Radio Loyalty store. You can earn even more points when you share your favorite station with friends on Facebook and Twitter. Radio Loyalty. It's free to sign up, so click the banner to join now.
CBC5 is the executive liaison for all your building compliance needs. Serving South Florida from the Palm Beaches to Key West, CBC5 delivers 5-star service that brings...
What's this ABC or BDQ or whatever?
CBC5. It stands for Complete Building Compliance.
Oh, I ain't building nothing, so what can they do for me?
Well, they do more than plan review and permitting. They help the little guy cut through red tape.
I got duct tape holding together my carport.
Well, CBC5 can help. Let them deal with bureaucrats. They helped George Rodriguez solve a sewer lateral problem, and they saved him a ton of money and hassles.
Fight City Hall, who can do that?
CBC5 can do that. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a commercial to finish. Contact Shoddy the Hottie at CBC5 786-255-3851 or log on to cbc5.net. That's cbc5.net.
Hey, this is Nathalise from the Sports Head Show. Log on to SoFloRadio.com every Sunday and Tuesday to hear the best in sports. And remember to follow us on Twitter at Edge and the Heads. Sunday's show is a little different. The Heads cover current events, sports, and me, Nathalise Jimenez, discuss the hottest news in entertainment. And for those who want strictly sports, the Tuesday show is just for you. Remember to listen to us on Sundays from 8 to 10 and Tuesdays from 7 to 9. John Etch and the Sports Heads, only on SoFloRadio.com.
And now we return you to By the Glass.
All right. Yeah, we got some crazy funky meats going on tonight. So, Daniel's a big funk fan too, so we said, look, we got the funk kicking in the rejoin. So anyway, we're back to By the Glass. Welcome to the show. This is a wonderful show about beverage culture. We come to you every Thursday at 6 o'clock on SoFlo Radio and ByTheGlassShow.com. And what we like to bring to you is our view on beverage culture. And when I say everything in between, I mean, this is one of those things. And I really want to thank Daniel for coming down, because I've tried to segue into my restaurant series, and he's kind of like one of my third guests with the restaurant series, to where we're doing more foods and those types of things. And you guys got to understand that what's really the whole concept is beverages are awesome, food is awesome, but you put them together and they are greater than the sum of their parts. It is amazing, and that's really what it's all about. And I think that's what Daniel's really trying to get across to the masses, right?
Totally.
So, and he's doing a phenomenal job at it. And all of these things here that he's procured are just amazing. Now, as far as your raw materials, do you go through certain types of distributors to get the raw materials for the meats and whatnot? How does that work?
Yeah, we're pretty much buying from mostly farms, local farms.
Oh, really? That's fantastic.
Yeah,
we love that.
So we're especially. I mean, I gotta give props to my pork producer.
Yeah,
they're called Palmetto Creek Farms up in Avon Park, Florida. They have the best pork that I've tried in in a long time.
That's fantastic.
And they're always on time. They deliver the best quality. And our pig rolls that we're having on Sunday, we got a whole 80-pounder, for that event from them.
Great event coming up at the Sid Pig in West Boca, corner of Glades and 441. What's going on is it's South Florida Beer Week, starts the 19th through the 26th.
Yep,
and
27th, I think.
27th. They're having all kinds of wherever, there's tons of events going on all over the Southland. If you have a favorite watering hole that serves great craft beer, I suggest you go in the next week, because there's going to be an event going on. And then it all accumulates at the festival, the Jupiter Craft Beer Festival, which is going on, I think, the 26th, right? Mm-hmm. And that's Saturday the 26th. And we had TCB on, the guys from Tequesta last week. And we talked about the Jupiter Craft Beer Festival. And, of course, Fran and Matt, two of the coolest guys you ever want to meet. And those are the guys that are putting it on. So go out, hit some great events. Definitely hit Daniel's event. What's the night of your event? Give us some specifics on it, because I know the people at home are going to want to check out this pig roast. You got a special pig, right?
Yeah, we like I said, we got our pig from Palmetto Creek Farms. High quality stuff. They won awards. They do like pig breeding competitions.
Yeah, it's
things
fantastic.
like that. So they have won awards for their heritage pigs.
Mm-hmm.
We're pretty much gonna roast Caja China style an entire 80-pound pig.
Now, for you Cuban folks at home, you know
That's the best.
That's the way to go, right? That's the way to go.
There's
Dio
no
knows
other
that
way to
word.
do it. Yeah, Caja China, I know.
Now, is that where they put the legs out?
Yeah.
So they gut it and put the legs out so that it kind of
And then the charcoal underneath.
and the charcoal underneath.
Well,
Now-
actually on
It's
top.
on top.
Oh
Right?
yeah.
the
That's how you get
charcoal
that. That's how you
goes
get the good chicharrone going, man.
Ah,
Like,
yeah, you
got the
Chris
chicharrone
hop
at the
eating and
end,
all
yeah.
the grease melts
People
down
do that
underneath.
same
yeah.
thing with they bury the
Rico
pig.
chicharroni.
Oh yeah,
See.
I've seen seen that too. But in this case, it's just a box lined with aluminum inside. It's a wooden box, and
Now, are you going to do that in the parking lot? Or
we're
what
going
is
to do that in a little patio. We have
Okay.
a little patio right next to the building.
It's kind of on the far side there.
It's
Yeah.
attached to,
Yeah,
to
that's
our
good. Yeah,
building,
I've seen
so
that, yeah.
we have it assigned to us on our lease. So
Great.
So we can do whatever we want there.
Oh, you got tables and stuff set up?
Yeah, we got tables. We
fantastic.
got
How do you-
Oktoberfest style tables.
That's perfect.
So it will be a nice day. We will have 3 very special beers from Cigar City. We have their Baltic Porter.
Yeah.
We have a new double IPA, the Josh Brengel series.
Wow.
And I just heard back from our friend Brian Torres,
Good man.
Brown, telling us that we are also going to have the Peach IPA, which
Fantastic.
is a very rare.
Well,
Cigar
Phil
City
Palmisano,
beer, yeah.
good friend of the show, been on many times. Cigar City rep down here in South Florida, great guy, and a hell of a handsome gentleman at that. And he'll probably be there. I don't know. I hope he would show up too. And so, give us a date, a time, and a price.
It's Sunday the 20th.
Okay.
We're going to open our doors at noon,
Uh-huh.
but we believe the pig will be ready around 2 p.m.
Okay.
And we will be there until people leave.
Fantastic.
Pretty much, so.
Fantastic. All right, so let's talk a little bit about Houston, and while we're doing that, I guess we'll eat a little bit too, because we got
Yeah.
we got the beer poured and everything,
Yeah,
and this
let's
is
do
a
it.
wonderful beer.
Right on.
And we're skipping right over to the Duck Link. Now, interesting thing about a Duck Link, I mean, I guess it's kind of self-explanatory, right? It's duck and it's link sausage.
Yep, it's duck. It's
good.
a lamb casing,
Uh-huh.
so it's not. Well, of course, it's not a duck casing because
Now-
that wouldn't be possible.
Duck is a big, it has a wonderful aspect of a fattiness to it
Yeah.
that comes with the duck, and it gives you a wonderful, like a very soft but supple kind of coating to the mouth. Which this one's going to contrast as well. What we picked here was the Juniper Pale Ale, and the Juniper has a wonderful spice. Now, George is a big gin fan.
Yes, I am.
And of course, we know that juniper is the spice in gin, and it's a wonderful, almost like a piney cone type of thing, mixed with a berry type of aspect.
that's good.
And these two work very well together to contrast each other's flavors. Dio, I heard you over there. Give me your description of it.
It was really good
Eat myself.
because the duck is kind of Swedish, and then this has adds some kick when you wash it down, so it's really good.
The duck is Swedish. How'd you know?
No, Swedish
Not,
duck.
not Norwegian.
No, not Norwegian.
Okay.
It's from
Finished.
New York, I think. Actually, no.
The duck is finished.
the flavor pairing on this sandwich. The duck link has 5 spice and juniper. So that's why I actually wanted to bring in a juniper to to have that marriage of flavor.
Also.
And on top of the sausage, we put a little burnt miso sauce.
Yeah.
We put a little kimchi, and we put a little cilantro.
Nice.
So it has that Korean thing going on, So it's a very, very good, very nice pairing. It's actually one of my favorites at the
This is
restaurant.
exceptional. Now, to Dio's point, the duck does have a very nice sweet aftertaste to it, and the juniper has a very spicy aftertaste to it. And as they contrast each other very well. The spiciness takes away the sweetness of the duck and really cleans your palate.
Yeah.
And these are very well paired together in a resonance type of aspect, to where the beer is just strong enough to match the flavor of the duck.
And you can enjoy both tastes.
You can enjoy both tastes, absolutely.
The
And,
burnt miso adds a saltiness to it too. So you get that smokiness, saltiness from the burnt miso,
and the Rogue is a little dry in the finish.
it is dry, definitely.
It is dry in the
Yeah.
finish, and that really works well to balance the fattiness of the duck. And these are just a wonderful pairings. And this is just a very small snippet of the types of wonderful experiences you can enjoy at the Sib Pig out in West Boca. Now, it's funny. It used to be a place called Wicked Awesome Snacks, man. I remember that, and it was funny when the guy opened that up, and you guys kind of took over that spot. So if any of you folks knew that, then that's where he took over. But it's a pretty interesting. It's pretty funny that was called that.
Well, I have a funny story about that too, because when I first got in touch with the ex-owner, one of the things that attracted me was the name. Not because I liked the name. I didn't like the name.
It's just kind of
but
odd,
no,
right?
no, not
Oh.
because it's odd. Because I lived in Boston, man.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
So it's a Boston phrase. So I was like,
Right.
that's a big coincidence, that this guy named his place Wicked Awesome, and I have, I have probably been known to say that phrase a couple times in the past. You know?
Yeah, who hasn't?
So-
George says it all the time.
Yeah, so it was a big coincidence. Of course, I mean, I didn't want it to keep the same concept because I just didn't truly believe in it. And I've been already working on my concept for a while, so that's
I was just kind of throwing that out there because I thought it was funny, the old name and everything. But these are just some wonderful culinary delights that we're taking. We're picking it right from the brain of Mr. Daniel Naumko. Now, the wonderful thing about this is Daniel has traveled all over and put all this stuff together for you when you come into his wonderful restaurant to find all these delights. Now, some of this stuff comes from years of experience in places like Houston. Let's go through the Houston story because I know you won some awards, and basically for either. Now, tell me about your experiences out there.
Yeah, Houston. I ended up moving to Houston because of work reasons, and being there, I had my my brewing equipment. I didn't really have a place to brew comfortably.
Right.
Here in Florida, I had a garage that I turned into a brewery. I did piping work, plumbing jobs and everything there, and it was very comfortable, very nice to brew there. But when I moved to Houston, I didn't have a comfortable place to brew, so I just put all my brewing equipment in storage. I met a couple of people, that had a very good space to brew in, so we ended up doing a lot of brewing there. It's a small cafe, downtown.
How's the scene in Houston?
It's very good. It's very good. I mean, I great breweries, great brewers, great beer bars. It's a lot of fun. I mean, I got to give props to my friends at the petrol station. I mean, they're the best bar in the entire planet.
Wow.
And I just live there, man. It's the coolest place ever. Down to earth, no snobby, attitude or anything. It's just a great beer, great people. It's an awesome place. Then breweries. We got Buffalo Bayou. They're doing really good stuff. Carback just recently started brewing there. And then you have really old brewers have been around for a long time. Shiner has been around for a sports brewery.
Yeah.
You've got St. Arnold. It's been around for a long time too.
Absolutely.
Southern Star. I mean, there's a lot of
great
stuff
scene.
going on. A lot of stuff going on.
It's interesting, and we always say, Florida is one of the last to come to the. But Florida's a very transient place with a lot of different diversity. I know a lot of other places are too, but it's just kind of strange down here. I mean, we don't even have a rock station on the radio. It's just a very interesting place down here, and I'm so glad that there are. Now, did you spend some time in Miami? Did I hear you right about that? Did you ever live down there? Or
No, I didn't
travel
live
down
in
there
Miami.
just to do some,
I
do some
used to
tasting,
do
some of the fun
Miami
bars.
a lot. Yeah,
because there's some great stuff down there. I mean,
most
the scene down there is definitely having the Abraxas and the filling station.
I love Abraxas. That was my hangout. Every
Local.
single Tuesday trivia night.
Yeah, we had the guys from Michael's Genuine and Michael's Genuine, and there, the scene is it's up and coming. There's a few breweries coming online. The Wynwood Brewery should be coming online soon and whatnot. So, Miami definitely has a burgeoning scene, but South Florida as a whole is definitely catching on, and we're so happy it is. But there's definitely one of the last places to come into focus in the whole thing. It's interesting you said that because what you said before, because you're quoted here saying you don't like pompous, you don't like pretentious. It can be elegant, and interesting with being, but rustic and down to earth.
Oh yeah. I mean, it doesn't. We like to tell the story with the food. I mean, we don't need to try to make it look like something it's not. It's just this is what it is. We're very honest about what we do, our ingredients, and we don't have to really go out of a way to, present them in a way that they're gonna try to make it look more than what they are. It's very honest food down.
Some of the best places in the world, Italy or Argentina and places like that. They're very rustic, and they're just good meats and good wines and good beers and just quality, but rustico, and very.
Oh yeah. It's
very
the food should speak for itself.
Oh, absolutely. And it's definitely speaking for itself tonight, and we're having a wonderful time here. We're joined here with Mr. Daniel. Now, I'm not gonna butcher your Naumko.
You got it right one time.
Did I get it right?
Yeah, you did.
I apologize.
Yeah.
Naumko from the Sybarite Pig in West Boca. It's a wonderful new craft beer and culinary experience. That's I think it's a gem. It's something that's fresh and interesting and perfect for West Boca. I mean, he's surrounded by corporate Chili's and Fridays and all this crap, but he's doing something that's actually real and shines through like a star. And like he said, he's not pretentious and pompous about it, but he's just putting out good stuff that people can really zone in on. And there's a lot of people out there that are rooting for you, Daniel. I talked to a lot of people that love the place. They're like, I love going out there, and it's just an absolute just a wonderful thing you're doing out there, and you're doing it all local too. We love that you're giving back to local and supporting the local.
As much as we can.
Local,
drink
drink local craft beer,
Yeah.
eat local food from local farms, and definitely that means different types of spices and all kinds of herbs and whatnot too. I know a lot of people are putting herb gardens out in their bars and everything so that they can do their mixology and whatnot.
Yeah, that would be
herbs.
great if we could do that. But
I know it's kind of tough where you're
the
at.
space is a little limited.
There's a guy who's opening up a restaurant in Clematis, and he's actually going to put an herb garden on the ceiling.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah,
that's
wow,
awesome.
that's cool.
They do that a lot in New York, Chicago, and it's awesome. Yeah,
and it's unfortunate that I mean, you're only beer and wine, right? So you can't get into the whole mixology thing, but you can make some funky craft cocktails, can't you?
Yeah, we're actually gonna start doing that. We're doing.
That's the one good thing cider is. Well, one thing cider is good for.
Yeah, we're doing like Irish mimosas, beer mimosas. We're gonna start doing brunch after the 20th. Our event is on, the big roast is on the 20th, but the Sunday right after that, we're going to change our schedule. We're going to start opening at 11 a.m. every Sunday until about 8 p.m., I think. It's going to be one of those 8 p.m.,
Right, the little squiggle sign.
Yeah, exactly. Well, because we're not sure what time we're going to close that day. But, I mean, and just do craft beer inspired, brunch.
Yeah.
So we got some things coming down the
pike.
Fantastic.
That's awesome, and we couldn't be more excited for you, and we're definitely rooting for you right here. Well, we're going to take a quick break, but when we come back, we got a lot of really great stuff in store. We got what's this right here in front of me, Daniel?
That is our merguez sausage. It's a lamb sausage with sort of a Middle Eastern, flair to it. Little feta cheese, little cumin labneh. And,
now, do you feel a little weird in Miami saying this is merguez sausage?
A little bit.
Do you point to your groin when you say it?
When you say it, I feel weird.
Oh, okay.
I didn't notice the first time.
Oh, okay. No, sorry. Must just be me. Anyway. Well, we need a little levity on the show. Can't be all geeking out about beer and food.
Totally.
Anyway, when we come back, we're going to enjoy a lot of this and a whole lot more on By the Glass on SoFloRadio.com.
We have such sights to show you. SoFloRadio.com.
Free stuff for you just for listening to this station. Yo, we got your attention? Here's how it works. You click on the Radio Loyalty banner right now and sign up. Then you keep on listening like you already do. But now you earn points. Those points add up, and you can trade them in for cool stuff in the Radio Loyalty store. Earn more points by sharing your station with friends on Facebook and Twitter, answering surveys, and by using the apps in the New Players App Store. Pretty simple. Free stuff just for doing what you already do. Radio Loyalty. Click the banner to join now.
The Humana Prescription Savings Card, and the offer is discount only and is not insurance. Have you had trouble getting health insurance? Are you simply paying way too much? Finally, the ICANN Benefit Group has affordable health insurance choices for everyone, regardless of any health-related factors or conditions. Have you been turned down? Solve your healthcare crisis today and get benefits you can afford. It's quick and easy. ICANN Benefit Group can help. Our plans provide access to doctors, hospitals, dental care, preventive care, and emergency services. And whether we find a plan that fits your budget or not, we'll give you a Humana Prescription Savings Card at no cost just for calling. Remember, your quote is free, and we have licensed insurance agents standing by. This is a call you can't afford not to make. So what are you waiting for? Call for your free quote now. Call 800-799-9735. That's 800-799-9735. 800-799-9735. It's free to call. 800-799-9735.
Strawberry patchin' smoothie.
Get your hands off me!
Huh?
I said don't touch me!
I shouldn't have went to that party last night. Now I'm seeing talking fruit.
You're not dreaming, Bub, and you're not putting me in that blender.
But you're just a fruit.
Who you calling a fruit?
You are. You're a delicious passion fruit.
Why, sure, I'm passionate. How would you like to be blended, huh? I got right, you know.
Customers waiting. You gotta go.
Yeah, but wait, you can...
At Power Smoothie in Aventura, we show fruit no mercy. Always fresh, always delicious. To make the best smoothies and wraps on earth, try our new Cilantro Lime-alicious wrap or our hot Chipotle chicken. Power Smoothie in Aventura, located just north of the Aventura Mall in the Promenade Shops. Or call 305-792-5338. Open 7 days a week.
Broadcast radio production, sound design, audio, talk shows, commercials, trailers, voiceovers, webcasting, engineering, music. Learn how for a lot less than $10,000. Send a text to 954-803-9717. That's 954-803-9717.
You want to hear the best sports talk in South Florida? Log on to SoFloRadio.com every Sunday from 8 to 10 and every Tuesday from 7 to 9. And hear us, John Etch and the Sports Heads. We cover the Dolphins, the Heat, and the Marlins. We cover it all here, SoFloRadio.com.
And now we return you to By the Glass.
Oh man, I didn't reload the rock and roll music.
That's okay, man.
I can
We're
do that right.
back. We are rock and roll. Thank you.
There we
Welcome
go.
back to By the Glass Show. Yeah, and we can have a little bit underneath of that. This crazy funk. Yeah, no,
That almost counts, right?
Yeah, that almost counts, George.
I'm just in here
Yeah.
waxing on this beer.
Now we're here with Daniel from the Sid Pig, and we're having a wonderful time. Now, basically, we were talking about what his usage is and how he buys the meat and everything. He was telling me he buys the whole pig and he actually uses the whole thing. But right now, we have calling in from the Riverside Market, Mr. Julian Siegel, my friend and yours, Mr. Julian Siegel on the line. Julian, welcome to By the Glass Show.
Hi, fellas. How you guys doing tonight?
Oh, we're doing wonderful. It's thank you for calling in, and definitely a friend of the show, a great guy. We were hoping we'd have your crazy ass in studio, man.
I wanted to, but we're prepping up for the big Radburger Pilsner event tonight.
Oh, you got a big Radaburger Pilsner event tonight. Now, is that to kick off the Las Olas Blues Festival going on down the street?
The Blue Fest.
The Blue
dominant
Fest.
one.
It's the Blue Note Fest. Fantastic. Well, Julian's calling in, I believe, like we had talked about before, Julian. We were telling everybody about this wonderful craft, South Florida Craft Beer Week. And it's
We're
gonna
very excited.
Yeah, we're all excited. I don't know, Julian, if you know Daniel from the Sid Pig up in Boca. He's in the studio tonight. We're talking about, he does some wonderful stuff just like you. He's got some great beers on tap, and he also has some really awesome cured meats that he makes here. Phenomenal stuff. We're having a wonderful pairing here tonight. So Daniel's here, and we're talking about the South Florida Craft Beer Week, and it's just a fun time for everyone.
Well, tomorrow we've got a big lineup with the Florida Beer Company.
Okay, great.
We're going to be introducing Gaspar's Porter and the Devil's Triangle IPA, and we're doing a tap takeover with tons of beer specials. And the Florida Beer Company's got over 10 beers, and we're going to have all of them out there and some ciders at good prices and good times. It's always a good time at the Riverside Market.
That's great. Now, that's a local craft brewery, but you're going to have a ton of other craft breweries there, too, that are local. I mean, you guys always represent the local, right?
Exactly. We've not released our final schedule for the week because, it's not like I'm a hoarder, but I've been stockpiling. I looked at my little secret stash, and I realized that besides the Florida Beer Company, there's an awful lot of amazing Cigar City that, silly me, it gets stuck in my back room. So besides the 5 specialty Cigar Cities I'll have on draft, I also have a ton of bombers and the sugar plum that everyone wanted, and I even hit a couple of moat waters.
That's fantastic.
So when we announce our Cigar City night and our Dogfish night, and we're equal opportunity.
Oh, absolutely.
So it's not like
it's
not
craft.
like-
It's
not-
craft beer is what it's out. We're all one big loving family, man.
I got to tell you, some people, they say, oh, I'm only going to stick to one distributor. That's an interesting philosophy. But when you look at, we buy from as many distributors as we can. You know what my problem is today, Brett? You're not going to believe this.
What's that?
I have probably 30 beers I cannot display.
Because they aren't sold here illegally in the state?
No. Those days are over. I'm legit now.
No, I don't mean that, but I know you always got some great stashes. I mean, you're always pulling out like Sweetwater, New Belgium, and whatnot.
No, my problem is this. We have 550 beers on display. We now have 20 on draft.
That's awesome.
I have at least 25 different bottles I cannot put out. We need a bigger boat.
Yeah, you do. You need a bigger boat, for sure.
I'm going to try and see if I can get another 2-door cooler tomorrow, only because of so much stuff I want to put out, and I just can't put it all out,
That's great. Now, tell me, last time we had you on the show, it was Save the Riverside Market, and we went through the whole thing, and that worked out well. You got your parking lot, and how's business? How's everything going?
everything is amazing. We couldn't be happier. You know, we've got a little niche market in our little secret residential neighborhood. We got the parking. We have our on-premise. We have everything we possibly could ask for. We've got great customers, great employees, a loyal fan base, and we have some amazing brewers out there. We're actually planning to do a home brew competition.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, we're going to do that in February as well. But I have to tell you, there's nothing to complain about. We're so happy, and everyone's happy with us. It's a good deal all around.
What's your address for everybody that hasn't been down to the Riverside Market? So if they want to come out tomorrow for the kickoff at 7 p.m.
We're 608 Southwest 12th Avenue. It's in the middle of a residential neighborhood. The easiest way to come in is from Broward Boulevard to Southwest 11th Avenue. That's probably 3 or 4 traffic lights east of 95.
Yeah.
You make a right, which is south, go a half a mile. You cross the historic swing bridge. Once you cross the bridge, you make a right, go to the end of the park, make a left, and we're 300 feet on the left side.
Yeah. Now, I know it sounds crazy, but it's actually pretty easy once you do it.
Yeah. We're legitimately, we're not 5 minutes away from Fat Cats.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys, you're just
And,
dead west.
If you're downtown, you just go west on West Las Olas, 4 blocks from 7th Avenue, which is Avenue of the Arts, to 11th Avenue, which is Palm Avenue. We're 4 blocks west of downtown. Then you make a left, which is south. You go, 2-3 blocks, make another right and left, and you're in.
And it's a historic experience because you go over that historic Riverside Bridge. I mean, the swing bridge. I mean, that's their symbol.
Yeah.
That's everything what it's all about. It represents the neighborhood.
We're right there, Sailboat Bend, Riverside Park, and business is great. We're doing a lot of deliveries downtown. People seem to enjoy our food. Also, besides South Florida Craft Beer Week, for the Blues Festival, we're doing a cheese pizza and a 6-pack of the Radburger for $20.
That's fantastic.
Which is almost like charity.
And their pizza is excellent. We've eaten there many times. We did some
Yes,
live
indeed.
remotes during American Craft Beer Week. Julian has always been a big help to the show, and we love having him on live and calling in. And we wish you only nothing but the best. And I'll probably be at the Riverside Market at least a few times in the next upcoming week. And I invite everybody else to come down too to check it all
Now,
out.
also, we're going to be releasing some new products from Anchor.
Oh,
from Anchor
fantastic.
Brewing in San Francisco. I think that's on Thursday, which should be very exciting.
Thursday
as
night,
well.
you're going to have the Breckles Brown, which is a wonderful brown IPA, absolutely amazing, and then also the Porter, which is ranked the number 6 in the world. The Anchor Porter is a renowned porter.
great beer.
So you're going to have that, and nobody has that, and that's fantastic.
I got to ask you a question. I think last night, Tap 42 had that Stone Bells competition. Who won? Or was that 2 nights
It was
ago?
actually 2 nights ago, and I got to tell you, and I'm not just saying this, I mean, the Stone was excellent, but the Bells, man, we had the Batch 9000. It was ridiculous, man. And we also we had a this one goes to 11. We had a 9,000 and a 10,000, and we also and we had Expedition on tap. I mean, it was an amazing, amazing night, and I've never tasted beer that good in all my life. I got to say.
Well,
I mean, some of those beers.
I hope those people at Bell's still like me because I can't wait for that Hop Slam.
Everybody loves Julian Siegel at the Riverside Market. Absolutely.
Now, also, Brett, I hate to ask you, but I've got a couple of bottles of the Utopia. It's like 3 bottles now.
Yeah.
We're hoping to go ahead, because it's kind of selfish when you have a beer that retails for $250. Oh my God. What I'd like to do, because I have 3 of them, is maybe do like what's fair, 1 ounce or a 2 ounce pour? What do you really need to really enjoy the experience?
Well, a 2 ounce pour is being a Sybarite pig, but a 1 ounce pour will get you through.
Because I'd like to plan, if we can, a big Sam Adams event, because I feel guilty, again, with these 3 bottles of Utopias in my office. They should be out there in the mouths of the masses.
Well, we'll definitely get into all that, and we always love to plan things down at the Riverside Market. So we're going to have that and a whole lot more coming up for this whole week, and then the Utopias thing will be down the line. And, of course, we'll probably have a Hop Slam kickoff, too. So look at his why don't you plug your Facebook and your Twitter and everything so everybody knows where to look for all these
Riverside
events.
Market, our Instagram is the old hashtag, the old word for pound sign, the new word for pound. Hashtag Riverside Market. Twitter is Riverside Market. And on Facebook, it's The Riverside Market. 3 words.
Julian Siegel, the Riverside Market, one of the coolest and most awesome places you can ever find down in Fort Lauderdale. Please stop in the next week and thereafter. Thanks so much for calling in, Julian.
You guys are great. We'll see you soon.
Okay, take care. Love that guy. Love that guy. Definitely. Have you ever been down there?
Yeah, I've been there. I did a short stint with
Short stint?
Brown,
Okay,
so
yeah.
so I used to sell beer too.
Okay, great. Yeah,
I met him a
wonderful.
couple of times, probably once or twice.
Yeah. Well, I think we have a really wonderful community boiling up down here.
Totally.
Everybody's really cool. Everybody really loves beer, and we got. You know what? We're very lucky because we're getting a lot more beer coming into the to the Southland. It's been locked up for a while, just because. Let's face it, regional craft breweries have to deal with quality control issues. And they cannot.
All of them.
Yeah, they can't really make good beer and send it out. And of course, they want to take care of their backyard. And can you blame them? So, as people have been growing and getting better and expanding, a lot of breweries have been expanding, and they're producing more great beer for us to enjoy.
Definitely.
And I'm very, very happy with that. But back to the Sybarite Pig. I mean, we're finishing up here. We have the Merguez sausage, and we're matching this one with a Scotch ale, if you don't mind, sir. To go grab the Scotch ale. The Scotch ale is an interesting beer because, if you don't really know the style, it's of course from Scotland, but the Scotch ale is a very high alcohol beer. In Scotland they don't really use hops very much. They're more malt pronounced or balanced. So basically, you're going to have something that's sweet and rich. They're going to use a lot of caramel malts.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah. Caramel malts are malts that are, I like to use the Cracker Jack theory. What they've done is they've taken the starch in the actual grain of the barley, and they've boiled it to where it turns into liquid sugar, so that when they dry it, it kind of looks like caramel, like a Cracker Jack. On the outside of a Cracker Jack, that crispy kind of sugar, that cooked sugar, and it gives you wonderful caramel and toffee notes when you make a beer out of it, and kind of nice raisin and whatnot.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
That Maillard reaction. That's where you get that color and flavor. It's delicious.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, and that's going to go really well with this. So why don't you explain to us your wonderful Merguez sausage here that you've made, and what goes into that, and what the concept is.
Our Merguez sausage is a straightforward lamb sausage, mostly sort of Middle Eastern, spices. And the way we serve it is we make our own pretzel rolls.
Fantastic.
We have a cumin labneh. Labneh is sort of not a sour cream. It's kind of a sour cream, not that sour, that they eat, in the Middle East too.
Right.
To go with the same theme, and just spread it in there on there, and put the sausage. We put some feta cheese on there, and cherry tomatoes.
Okay, everybody take one. And the wonderful thing about Daniel's lamb, and like I said, I'm not necessarily a huge lamb fan right off the bat, but his lamb is good because he knows how to really make it right. He was telling me about how he marinates it in the lemon and whatnot, or those types of things that he does to it.
We actually don't do that.
Oh, they don't do that
to this one. It's a way to take away a little bit of that gaminess if you don't like that. I mean, we actually do like it, so we don't do that to this particular sausage.
But this sausage, making lamb into sausage, I think what it's done is it's making so the meat's juicy, but still. It kind of falls apart in your mouth. It's kind of crumbly, and it's just enough of the flavor to really balance, especially a wonderful beer like this, a nice Scotch ale.
Oh man, that goes really well
you taste
together.
the coffee. I mean, the coffee and the raisins in the Scotch ale, and they really, really balance the lamb. That resonance we talk about, these beers are exactly the flavor intensities of the foods that we're eating. These are exceptional. Great pairings tonight. Now, this is the Oscar Blues Old Chub. We love Oscar Blues,
which is a really good beer.
Yeah, Oscar Blues is a phenomenal beer. Now they're building a new brewery in North Carolina. The name of that city always escapes me. Off the top of your head, I forget the name.
Oscar Blues.
Well, I know they're in Colorado, but they're building the new one. Where's it? It's same Sierra Nevada and New Belgium.
But I have no idea.
For some reason, I always forget the name. But it's going to be up in North Carolina in the mountains, and there's 3 new breweries coming into that part of the world, and it's going to be like the East Coast mecca for brewing. You know what I mean? So fantastic.
That was really yummy.
We only got a couple minutes left, so we're going to skip right over to. Now, talk to me all about this brownie. It's been dubbed as one of the best brownies in the world.
Yeah, I've heard that a lot.
Good Lord.
It's surprising. Yeah, I mean, it's a great brownie. It's our pastry chef, Lynn, who is a classically trained pastry chef. I don't know if that's how you refer to it, but I mean, she trained under a very famous chocolatier whose name I can't remember either. I should. She made this brownie, and I asked her to infuse some Mexican Oaxacan flavors in it, and so we So she put some ancho chili in it. She put a little bit of cinnamon in it, and we also put a little bit of chocolate stout from Brooklyn Brewery in there. That's
fantastic. And you cook your chocolate stout from Brooklyn Brewery. Okay, you cook with your beer a lot too. Huh?
Yeah, we use our beer in our mustard, in our brines.
Fantastic.
And when we pickle our mustard seeds, we usually put beer in it too. I mean, we use it as much as we can.
Right. Well, as we like to enjoy all this stuff, do it responsibly at home, folks. No drinking and driving. Thank you so much to Ed Roberts and to Daniel Naumko from
almost
the Sybarite Pig. I'm sorry, I butchered your name. 642 South State Road, 7 Boca. It's Glades in 441. Go out there this Sunday.
Northeast
awesome
corner.
dude. Awesome dude. You have a wonderful night, everybody. Thanks for coming in, Dan.
Thank you, man. Thank you for having me.
The South Florida Radio Network.